Curacao. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So this brother is telling us that we have 88 villages, maroon villages in Jamaica, and that it covers it covers the whole island, basically most of the parishes, and they even have a legal case, or they say they have a case to say that maroons are all over, basically control 80% of the island. Um, but I was,
Who was that person that was joined and left?
Can you repeat that?
Somebody just came on and left a while ago.
Yeah, that was a brother Caven. He's in Haiti, but
Oh,
he's from basically something called Casa, a socialist network in Haiti. But that's another thing. Haiti's been hard to basically communicate with. I know because I don't know. I think they overthink things because they have a very, they didn't call it villages. They called it rural sections where even up to the 90s they had African chiefs controlling every village. So they're organized exactly how we're saying. They should be organized, but they don't. I guess I don't know if that was abolished, but at this point, I don't know if people are trying to replace that system I don't know
think
what's
it's
going
more
on.
organized than
Yeah. Well, let me not. Let me clarify. Back in the
the more
day,
tell you everything they organized. Yeah, finish with one thing.
the Haitians or the Haitian dictator put some of this African chief stuff in place, but so it wasn't it was basically it was corrupt system. But we're saying, can we bring back the African system or the right way of meeting? And but I think it's a language barrier with the people that I have in the group. um I think it's a language barrier, or maybe a time issue, but some of them
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
even.
It's gonna take time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them they don't communicate with each other, so it's different organizations. So maybe it's a competition thing, but at the same time, from Jamaica, there is maybe a possibility to connect to Haiti through the Nigerian embassy, and I was also seeing that there's a Bahamas ambassador in Jamaica. So much things are based in Jamaica that haven't been tapped into. Bahamas has a town hall system, just like Africa and the Garvey movement used to do. They call it town committees. So we're looking at if we get Africans to tap into Bahamas with their town halls in Africa and Bahamas, we could spread a system across the Caribbean. Um, but even some of the countries I was looking at, we don't have communication like the three Guianas. The
Okay,
the
okay, that's the
the
problem.
Yeah. Well, I think last time we spoke, you said you have connections in Guyana and
Yeah,
Suriname.
yeah. I'm having a problem now. My laptop is down, so I bring it to the shop to get it repaired.
Okay. Okay.
Came in the other day and find it on the ground. Plus, one
Wow.
of my dogs went missing.
One of your dogs
Hey.
went missing.
Mm.
Uh-oh. That's a bad
That's
sign.
bad.
That's a bad sign. I
See, I
don't know.
rescue dogs.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
do it
yeah.
as a charity, just rescue stray dogs. So these dogs have been around me for a long while. He
Mm.
always walk with me when I go to the bushes to check like the ancient sites, ancient
Hmm.
ancestral sites and heritage sites and stuff.
Okay. I okay. There is Jamaica is I would like it to make it basically one of our central places of organizing, because really the thing we need to do is just like you guys are working on everything between communities, having your communities sovereign. That's the whole basis. This Marcus Garvey movement is 100 years old. It doesn't look the same in America anymore, but in the villages in Africa and the Caribbean, that's majority black, it can look the same. Where you're developing your community, you're making your own paperwork, you're doing indigenous things. In America, it's almost impossible unless we have a town hall meeting and we gather from different corners of the city. or different neighborhoods, but it's not. Even Garvey's day was segregated, so maybe it looked more black than it is now. But now it's a hassle to get people to come together. If you watch social media, everybody's organizing, but in real life, we don't meet each other. A lot of times, we're not doing nothing. We don't have land. We're not farming nothing. We're not feeding ourselves. I just got off 10 hours of work, and I have to do it again in a couple hours. So it's like if we had only 10 people in the Caribbean, if we had 10 people in the Caribbean doing stuff. Just have an ambassador maybe in the different parts of the USA, things would move so much faster. You just look on social media, think everything's are moving. Nothing's moving over here.
Mm.
No, nobody. You can't. We can't get 10 people to say we're gonna. We have money to jump on a plane and go meet face to face right now. We don't have a treasury. We don't have nothing. But if you're on social media, everybody's has something going on. I can't call. So it's
Well,
yeah,
social media is an illusion now.
yeah,
So
yeah. But I
It's
got a
pretty
lot of
much
yeah,
like
connections.
that, man.
I got some connections from. Yeah, I don't know. You never know people in real life. Believe I've got contacts from Believe. I got a lot of contacts. I met you. I think I met you through people on social media. Yep, you and I at Curacao.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what about your connections as far as maybe Guyana, Suriname, Jamaica, Sister Edna? I'm trying to see what kind of connections we have in the Caribbean because I know last time I spoke with Chief Okechukwu, he said he was connected to Ghana, but he wasn't connected to Igbo land directly. And then he said he connected to, or he showed he's connected to some people in Guyana, but it's like nobody's in the forum. We're not really expanding. So it's like we have to have expanded networks across the Caribbean where things just start moving. Like I think the last time we spoke with Brother Gangunja, he was talking about having a meeting, having a conference in Jamaica, and I was like, "Yeah, things are moving real fast." And then we
But
try to
I am the person. I am Gangoja you're talking to.
exactly things were moving so fast, and then I started trying to get other islands, and then things slowed down to ice cold zero. Nobody was commenting, nobody was doing anything.
Okay.
So it's like I made it. I
So we
guess
have
I
that meet. We have one meeting with the opposition. So we're planning one with the government again now. All the indigenous people, because we're going to have a change in constitution. So we have to ensure that our rights are ensured in the new constitution.
oh
I think Jamaica
Jamaica.
will be going republic.
Oh man, that thing. Well, oh, is that thing still moving ahead?
Well, they can't move ahead because the Queen actually wrote a letter to us saying that the land must go back to the indigenous people, which means it is the indigenous
Mhm.
people that have the right to form this republic.
Ooh, so is that paperwork we can see? This is what, and that's the same thing that Barbados, where a lot of
Yeah, the
Barbados,
Barbados just do it the other
Barbados,
day, but they do it the other way. They
Barbados.
didn't declare them, they do it, but they didn't do it indigenous. So we want to do it indigenous,
Uh huh.
which is making more people underground become beneficial from the
Beneficiary
move.
and own lands and have land distributed to them. So Barbados didn't do that. Is there a possibility we can be put in contact with the people in Barbados, or as far as
There's a
one?
possibility I just lost the contact just now because I lost it in another phone.
Mhm. You said they're not. They're not in. On. They don't. Can you repeat that?
I don't have the contact just now, but I have somebody living in Barbados.
Okay. Okay. 'Cause I'm thinking Barbados might be a secondary headquarters for the British speaking Caribbean. And I have some connections here to Barbados. As far they wrote things down on paper saying the Gullah Geechee in the USA are related to Barbados. So I don't think that'll be an issue from a government perspective down the road. But I don't know. They like to do things like
Shouldn't be an issue.
they like to do things through the federal government, even the activists. So it's kind of hard. They like to do that Westminster everything by the book. Not a lot of grassroots. So I don't know. I think we're in a good position with Jamaica. I have a liaison or ambassador on ground, and I'm thinking cities in the USA that can basically work together and come together with the Caribbean. So as I was saying, Jamaica, Bahamas, Haiti, but now I have to get Bahamas and Haiti on call to do these things. So I don't know. I think Jamaica. If we get Jamaica, Bahamas, and Haiti talking to each other, things will move faster. But I don't know. It's something about force and movement where I don't like. I don't know. I say a lot of things, then maybe people get tired. But at the end of the
No,
day,
it have to do with the amount of things going on the ground in each individual space.
uh huh.
Sometimes things naturally don't go according to our planet,
Hmm.
and that's natural.
Now, with the Maroons in your space, Trelawney, do they have council meetings? I'm assuming they have village meetings or open
Yes,
village
we
meetings,
does. All the Maroon village have council meetings.
and some of them have public, basically leadership meetings, but also mass meetings where the village, the common people meet, right?
Town hall meetings.
Town hall. So that's exactly what we're trying to duplicate across the Caribbean, across the USA. Town halls. So that's all it is. As a government, where you say this is what's going on in our space, this is what we need to develop.
I think they're having a town hall meeting on Sunday coming here at our village.
Exactly. That's all we've been saying. That's all that Garvey movement is. Now if there's in Africa they have in your space too, you have chiefs. It's the same in Africa. We have chiefs town hall meeting, maybe the ancient things, technology things are being transferred. That's all we're trying to ask for. But but in your case, it's not on paper, so we had to ask. But we're trying to see can we get all the basically we're combining our town halls and sharing information. That's it. That's all we're doing. But just to get people to form a town hall in USA has been
Uh,
tough, and then in the different Caribbean countries they call it different things, or they don't know what theirs is called. It's called colonialism. They don't. A lot of people are not sharing information like that. So, I think in Guyana they call it neighborhood councils, but then I think they're not all black, so I don't know. So that's basically it. We need all black town halls, and Jamaica is looking like the cornerstone. It took 7 years to find out about this, Trelawney. But that's basically it. We're trying to create town halls across the Caribbean, across the USA, and share information. And not only that, we're trying to make some profit to get off these jobs. I was talking about the stock market as one of the programs we were looking at. So
okay.
Jamaica's going to be a cornerstone in any case. So I know I have some Charlestown Maroon contacts from my phone or from a flyer, but I don't know their names. But if
I
I was
talked
to,
to them every day. I was just talking to them when you called them.
I texted them months ago, but things never came together. But they liked the post. But I got the text from an Igbo ambassador in Barbados.
Okay, okay.
He's from Antigua, a brother Anthony. I think his name Anthony. Basically a cultural ambassador, live from Antigua, but he lives in Barbados. He has a maroon context. Indigenous. He does indigenous studies, herbs and things like that from Africa and maroons. So he says he gave me the Charlestown symposium flyer, and so it's not that's all it is, but it's just controversial to some people because they want Marcus Garvey to be about university research papers. Yeah,
Marcus Garvey is a reality. You have to organize and centralize to beat the system in this time.
Yeah, it says it's the African Communities Imperial League, and he
Listen, you
was.
see,
Yeah. So
of
it's like
all the black heroes, the black people need to drop and cheap black heroes right now. We need to draw for Marcus Garvey. We need to drop for Empire Haile Selassie and Captain Kojo of the Maroons.
yeah, it's
For them who are
gold. Yeah, Cujo, 88 villages. That's incredible. So I don't know, Sister Edna, as far as your side of things. I know I've seen a museum. I don't know how a town hall might work in your area. I know you said something about neighborhood councils or community centers. I
So
don't know.
the climate here in Curacao, unfortunately, is not as you know as far as the people being together. Like it's a lot of segregation. It's a lot of cliquishness going on. There's a Tula museum.
Uh-huh.
Um, there is a strong possibility that we can hold meetings there.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I
that's a
think
good idea.
that would be our best bet here, because the one thing that brings the country together, the island together, is Tula.
Oh,
I did go to that that thing they had on Sunday with the racism in the Netherlands. It was interesting. Um, I've never been to the Tula Museum. That was my first time going. They have a tall, big poster picture of Marcus Garvey. Um, I think the Tula Museum will be a great place to hold town hall meetings.
yeah, Tula, to the brother Ganguja.
Yeah.
Tula was a maroon, or he was a rebel. So he
I'm familiar with Tula.
Hmm.
I watched the movie too.
Yes, yes.
was.
I'm familiar with Tula.
Yeah.
I
So
try to
that would
follow
be
all my Creole
the
brothers.
perfect
I
Tula.
try to follow all my Creole brothers.
Yeah, and the
That
thing
would
is,
be a start. That would
yeah,
be a start.
the thing you could go into any museum and say, Marcus Garvey was modeling. He was living in Jamaica. He was modeling the villages, and his he had maroon heritage, or the maroon kind of maroon identity or movement, UNIA. That was about developing the villages and black
Even right
communities.
now, the Garvey family, which is my family, is mourning a loss because our oldest person, which is Aunt Theodora Stennett is her last name, but her mother was Isabella Garvey. She died in Oregon, in Portland, in America. She is 99 years old, and she was 2 weeks short. So she died like the 7th, and on the 28th of December she was supposed to be 100 year old.
Oh
So
wow.
the Garvey family, which is our family, we are mourning a loss just right now.
Mm.
The other person is 100. He's 100 year old and a 1 year old. He's alive. He's called Joel Watson. That's another Garvey. He's
And
alive and talks very strong at 101 year old. So what I know though, people are not as vibrant about this Garvey thing like in the past.
yeah, I don't, I think it would be best to try to his avoid the individual, because a lot of people make it about historical facts and actually doing the business and organizing and learning the
I have
culture.
this piece of literature. I got it from the UNIAACL when I had went to New York for Marcus Garvey Day this past August. And I understand what you're saying. But I think the name. So to people who don't know, and what I realized in Curacao, a lot of people don't know who Marcus Garvey is. Most of the people who I come in contact with here have no idea who Marcus Garvey is.
Mhm.
Um, I have a piece of literature, and what I like about it is it points out the honorable strength, what he has, what he accomplished, and I think we can start with Bar Black. I think we can start with us working as a community, like the Honorable Marcus Garvey. And then kind of going away from all the political stuff, um, because they need to correlate a name with a face
Mhm.
in order for them to understand. That's why I'm saying, like here on the island, they know Tula. What I love
Uh-huh.
about Curacao is they made it. Every museum we have, well, the main ones is two. Is
Uh-huh.
the Slavery Museum in Otro Banda, and it's the Tula Museum. And they both have very extensive, well, at least even the Slavery Museum in Otro Banda, which is Dutch, is a Dutch man that put that together, but is an extensive exhibit of Marcus Garvey. Like, I still stand firm and believe that his belief is core beliefs that will bring us to another level.
Wait,
And we just have to
I,
focus on
I
those core beliefs.
core beliefs. Okay, so you're saying the in Ultra Banda, which is the west side, right?
No, Otra Banda is on the other side of the island.
Is that east
That's
side?
where that's it's like in the middle.
Okay, the
It's in the middle because
Ultra.
it's where the Queen Emma Bridge is.
Okay,
There's a bay, like it's in the middle.
there's Ultra Banda, and the capital is let's say the capital of
It's
the country
the
is
capital is
Willemstad.
Willemstad.
Willemstad. Because
Right.
I had that works out perfectly because I had, and you can look at the title. There's a two. There's usually a two by a Curacao flag because we're looking at having two, basically two districts, maybe an east side or west side. I for,
And
so you
yeah.
said there was two museums and that could be two centers, but then I guess down it could break down to neighborhoods. But I think maybe you have to have the prime minister or some government assistance to break it down, and it has to be maybe international travel and documents signed. We have to be consistent because
Oh, I keep people
Right.
fighting.
I know the governments are
I love that.
everybody corrupt, but once if we have international travel and documents being signed and pressure consistent,
No, look over that.
if we're
When I look
consistent,
it's over cook, I must love that man.
I think if we're consistent, we could apply pressure. But the thing that has been happening is that maybe I'll talk to one group and then they'll stop talking or this and that. So we haven't had consistent headquarters and consistent communication where we could plan until maybe now. If we can agree to Curacao and the Guianas and we can agree to Jamaica and maybe Barbados, we can start
We,
moving.
we, we definitely need to form a link with Curacao and the
Mhm.
Belize, Quilombo.
Belize.
Belize.
You said Brazil, Colombo.
Yeah, Quilombo, Brazil and Belize.
Belize has Colombo.
Belize have Quilombo, but there's a Maroon village in
Belize,
Belize.
Belize. I know
Really?
the Garifuna. They're throughout Central America and Saint
Yeah,
Vincent.
Belize have a Maroon village over
the
there.
Ripana, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're in Saint Vincent,
Mm.
Garifuna, and Saint Vincent Grenadines, Nicaragua, um, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize. I think that's 5
Did you see
countries.
a post on Facebook that I forwarded to you? I put the name on it about the Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah,
Um,
Ile Ife. That's
delegation.
Ile Ife. That's a well. Let's say this is a common misconception because they say Igbo or Yoruba. Those are language groups.
Okay.
Those aren't like a united people. So if you go to Africa and you try to talk to, you try to say, "Oh, this is a village based on this language or this culture," you're gonna find like 1,000 different divided groups fighting or say, saying that saying I'm better than this one. I'm better than this one. Or you got another one. They just like it'd be just like join the line.
So
You're
I'm not gonna waste my time to go there then.
you're
Competition.
yeah, your village number 1,001. That's they're all competing
I'm
for
Okay.
afraid. I'm afraid
superiority.
of those
Good
things
to
too.
know.
Yeah, I don't want to call it tribalism, but it's like every community is basically competing or not on one page, even though it's the same language. I don't want to call it tribe, but it's like the same
You don't
language
want to
groups.
call it tribalism, but it is tribalism.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, he said he
But
don't want to call it that. That's what
but
it
but
is.
usually you think it's different language groups or different cultures, the same culture, but they're not on one page.
No, because it's not. That's it have to do with the culture of the system. It's
Yeah,
deeper than that. It's more political than you think. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
if everybody
That's what
went
I
to
learned here too. Also,
yeah, it's like no, it's
the
like
politics.
yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. It's because when Haiti united and when the Maroons unite, they they do a ritual and they say we're one people and they move forward. And we're in 2024. We're still telling people in Africa to do that.
Election is coming up here in March.
Huh?
Election is coming up in March here.
Curacao elections? Okay.
Yeah.
We have
Well,
election in Jamaica shortly. The two before March.
mm,
There will be election in Jamaica before March.
I
mm.
was hoping that the UNIA, my division, uh, would be put on the ballot. I was hoping that we could have gotten enough
For
support
for the
from
government. For government as far as which position?
uh, like the prime minister, like
Wow.
they have parties, like different political parties, and he was the prime minister. If I have to be certain, but
Okay. That's interesting. What
yeah.
I wanna ask is connect your connections or and Curacao or anyone in your network connected to Suriname or Guyana, British Guyana. That I know Chief Okachukwu, but I haven't had good communication.
Are you in communication with Rastasitas?
No, Ross Andrew.
Yeah, the other guy from Curacao, the one that you always have problems with because he be saying some crazy stuff.
Yeah, Ross Andrew. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
cause
see, I'm originally from the state, so I just
okay,
moved here 28 months ago. So,
okay,
my ties, like once they kind of find out I'm American, a Black American, some people are cool with it. Um, but it's like colorism. You understand? Like, but not color. It's just me, the same as them, but I'm really not.
okay. So, so you have connections in New York, basically.
And I really don't. I have connections in New York as
5
to
boroughs?
say say that again.
The boroughs or upstate or what?
No, so I was born and I was raised in the city in the Bronx, but I have
Okay.
moved up to the suburbs since.
Oh,
Uh, so I have ties to New York. As
okay.
far as the UNIA in New York is concerned, um, I am taking orientation classes because the division is the Division 100 of that. I'm kind of there, but we're doing our and this whole movement that we're doing would help our farm 1,000%. Like this is something that's monumental because we have acres of land. Like I told you, it's 88 acres. And right now, we're going through a stage where we need to do something with the land. We need um, boots on the ground. We need help. We need a lot. The Dutch people are trying to um, smooth their way into having or wanting to buy pieces of, the farm. And as lucrative as it sounds, it's just no, no.
Can you do you have a paper or something to write stuff down? Because I'm writing notes and I want it to be like recorded because like we have to start. We'll go from 0 to 100 if we write down a couple things.
Yeah. So I'm taking notes as well
Uh huh.
of and who is in the meeting and what was said. Yes, I
Yeah, this
am.
brother, you can write his name down. It's Ganguja, Gan,
Spell that.
G as in giraffe,
Gangunjah.
JAH.
And then Nevadye.
Gangunja.
Never die. Our chief Fabian stand it up. Curacao, Trelawny Town Maroons.
You could say Cujo Town Maroons.
Cujo
Curacao,
Town.
Curacao, Furry.
I have a okay.
Furry.
Slash Trelawny Town. It's the same
Jelani.
Culture Town Maroons. Trelawny Town Maroons. Same Culture Town Maroons. Same name. It used to be
Okay.
Culture Town, then they changed it to Trelawny Town.
Okay.
So now it's divided into one side is called Flagstaff, the other side is called Furry Town.
Furry Town. Okay.
So my
And
duty
spell
is
it again. GAH.
eh?
Can you spell your first name again?
Fabian. No,
Fabian.
that's my stage name. My name is Fabian Stennett. And I go by the stage name Gangunjah. That's GangunjahNevadye.
I could forward it
Okay.
later. I could forward it
Please,
afterwards.
thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see brother Ross Yassan in St. Kitts, are from St. Kitts and Nevis. Brother Yassan, are you there?
Yeah, greetings, Rastafari. I'm here.
Rastafari. The sister Edna, she was just talking about. She said this before, but she's sitting on 88 acres. She's sitting on 88 acres of farmland.
In Curacao. Good
But
In
afternoon.
Curacao.
they need boots on the ground, and that's where she left it. But I'm like, man, we need capacity of farmers then.
Right. But the main issue is the heat.
Heat.
And we can circumvent that though. Like it's hot. Like global warming is real. For real.
That's
Um
that's his specialty, farming, modern farming.
yeah, we can definitely circumvent that. But again, like I said, we need help. We need boots on the ground, financial, everything. But it's here.
We had actually made a lot of progress, but I had
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, brother Yassan, what you would say to that. I didn't take a call at one point because I wanted to promote inter Caribbean communication, and I think I know I pissed off some people who are on the ground in St. Kitts and Nevis. But at the end of the day, it's really we've all most of us lived in the USA. We know there's limitations to what can be done here. Um, but yeah, I don't know what you would say to as far as the farming, brother Yasan. I don't know if we could do inter Caribbean travel for farming. I know.
Well, farming is very critical to the Caribbean. It is and has been a part of the revolutionary struggle for our people. Um, back then the Europeans used the land to make millions and billions off of. We now get into the position where we have the lands, but seemingly was tricked by a lot of our leaders into still manipulating the land and selling it out to foreigners. Um, you know, the the Rastafari community and the indigenous communities have always been faced with, well, especially Rastafari. Rastafari was ridiculed and persecuted by most of the governments in the region, and so a lot of the Rastafari brothers and sisters were not accepted by society. So in terms of work, a lot of them had to turn to farming. So farming would have been, first and center in the lives of the Rastafari community. Now, the main thing, as the sister pointed out, is finance. Um, for me, I know in St. Kitts and Nevis, there is over $200 million annually import bill. Um, St. Kitts and Nevis were known to have some of the best agricultural lands, but yet we're in a position where we're importing much more than we are producing. And I'm hearing the sister saying yes, and I think probably that's the same scenario they have in their territory. So part of what I am seeking to do is to um, make that change in regards to the way we see agriculture and the way we look at agriculture and the way we treat agriculture. So my
Food sovereignty.
I have some projects in mind which the way I'm seeking to approach the projects is not to deal with it from just the raw material perspective, but that we are able to also invest in whatever the byproducts are going to be, the value added products that we are going to create, so that we don't just, let's say, for example, just grow avocado and try to sell the avocado just like that, but also get into maybe getting the machinery so we can extract the oils, so that whatever don't sell like that in the raw state or in the normal state, that we can also now invest into creating the oil, which is a product that would be longer lasting in terms of shelf life and higher value in terms of bringing in more revenue. So we have to really approach it from that level, um, and seek to empower our communities in that way, because then you would have a farming community or a community developed, agribusiness based community, that the agricultural component is the main part of it, but it demonstrates how all of these other spin-off ventures actually spin off from the farm. So you got a farm, you got housing, you got your agro processing center, you have a wellness center where you can you have your herbalists and so on, that they can make use of the natural herbal remedies and so on. You can make your you know um, oils extracts, your whatever kind of medication that you use, and then you could have an area where people can actually come in and visit, like Airbnb, spend a couple of weeks, or get treated, sort of similar to what Dr. Sebi used to do. I think Kailash in St. Lucia is doing something similar as well. But you could have, that kind of venture where it fuses tourism and agriculture
No, because
together.
what I have here now, I have a series of Airbnb, so you can just come and I take you for a river walk through the community and bring you to the heritage site. If you
Right.
want to, if you want, and I have the dogs if you want to walk with the dogs as well too.
That is the kind of that is the kind of thinking, and in between that, then the people who would have their little um shops and whatever it is that they're making from the natural produce. They're making their patties, they're making their natural juices, they're making their jams, their jellies, whatever it is. Then you can now label these things, package these things, and be able to generate your own wealth in your own communities. And so that definitely is one of the ways that I think that we can move forward as a people. So that's
I wanted to reintroduce everybody. Brother Ganguja is part of probably the largest Maroon network in Jamaica, Trelawney Town, 88 community villages covering I think 8 parishes. Brother Ross Yasan Tafari is he lives in USA, but he's from St. Kitts and Nevis, and he's part of the Nyabingi Council and many Rastafari councils. They've invited Muda Baruka to the island on occasion to teach about theocracy, traditional government. And Sister Edna's in Curacao. She's part of the UNIA Curacao, and they have a maroon hero called Tula. So and Brother Yasan, of course, he does farming. So it's all about sustainability.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brother Gangunja, I think he just dropped off, but
yeah.
I was going to ask him if he had connection to Muda Baruka. 'Cause I know Muda Baruka was active in another UNIA meeting earlier this year. Think up
Mm,
north, so up in the northern regions of USA. So I was thinking that maybe he could be a bridge and to publicize things down the road, best to be another bullet in the chamber. But
right.
I was thinking maybe if we could get the structure right in Saint Kitts and Nevis, we maybe instead of Barbados, maybe we could just get stuff started because it's all about communication. And I'm saying that these places are headquarters; they're not even the group. It's like it really slows things down to just not have people talking. If we could have consistent talks between the communities, now people from different areas can branch on. We could get people from Africa to join the Caribbean, get people from the USA, but we have to have the Caribbean as the core. It can't be a lot of people hear UNIA
Right.
Garvey and they think the USA is going to lead it. No, it has at this point in stage, it has to be the different islands they have the land, they have the projects, so it has to
And
be
I
in the
believe
Caribbean.
that starting, honestly, in my opinion, here, speaking with Brother Hassan, and him being into farming and me having
Come,
access to 88 acres of land is a big.
Yes, it is. And I have a project that I'm seeking to introduce to St. Kitts and Nevis, and the idea is to eventually um, replicate it throughout the region. Um, they actually have an active model in Ghana right now, and
come.
it's a predominantly African oriented group, and that's the whole idea. The whole idea is to seek to empower our people and bring our people up to speed, and also bridging the gap between the diaspora. So that's an African diasporan group. However, I got in because I find a lot of the times when there's discussions in regards to the diaspora, um, a lot of the times the focus is more on
Where you
Africans
got?
who are in America and
Where you
Africans who are
officer?
maybe in Canada and Africans who are maybe in England, but there's no representation for the Caribbean. And
No,
so
well, that's your one thing. That's one
when I
thing.
got in when I got involved in the group, that's where I started to channel my energy. So I started to like, I'm hearing about this group on the diaspora, but do you guys know about the Caribbean and have any interest in doing some of these projects in the Caribbean and bridging the gap between the Caribbean and Africa? And that is where we
I would
started.
like to. I don't know
That
what your schedule consists of. I just met you today,
mhm.
but you're in St. Kitts.
No, I'm in
Um,
California right now.
oh, you're in California right now.
Been on
So
Yeah,
call
but I'm
what
before.
originally from
happens
St. Kitts and
when
Nevis.
uh, uh, can you say that again?
Go
No, I
ahead.
was saying I'm originally from St. Kitts and Nevis, but I'm
Okay.
based in California. I am doing I'm seeking to get the project organized for St. Kitts and Nevis, because when I do, I would relocate to make sure that it goes through, and then starting to move the project throughout the region. What we're starting with is a 1 hectare model, demonstrating certain things that can be done on a small space. So it's great that you have 88 plus acres. Um, you know, with the model, it would include some of what I mentioned to you moments ago in terms of the agro processing side of things. And another part of it is that they're also very much into cannabis and hemp production. I don't
Yes,
know if
and that's one of the things that we're focused on now. We're busy with that too. We're busy with that too. We're busy with
okay,
that too.
so well then this would be a good opportunity for us to expand that
When is your
and
next
deal with that in the
vacation?
Caribbean.
When is your next vacation?
Huh?
When is your next vacation?
Well, I work for myself, so basically,
Okay.
I am free
When
to
was the
move
last
when I.
time? Have you ever been to Curacao?
No, I've never been to Curacao. No.
Okay, so I would like for you to come here. I have a travel agent business on the side. I'm a retired civil service worker in New York
Hmm.
City. So I moved here 28 months ago. Um,
Mm.
I am going to try to put a little package together for you. I would like you to come here. I would like you to visit the farm. I would like you to meet with Rasta Moses, who is the owner, and Zeke, who is the vice president. So I'm the secretary of the UNIAACL division 100.
Mm.
Um, this is vital. This is vital. This is vital.
Sister
It is. It
Edna,
is.
I
Yeah.
didn't
It
know you
is.
were the secretary. I was
Yeah.
nominating you for
What?
I was nominating you to be a secretary for a different thing, but I didn't know you was already
No, I
experienced.
mean, I can be the secretary. Listen, I
No,
can
I
be the
didn't know. I
secretary.
didn't know you had experience.
I'm also there's a in Aruba. I am the vice president of an organization, Stick and Beulah. She's a Pan Africanist as well. Um, Aruba is a part of the whole, Dutch Caribbean.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we're on to something.
Yeah. So we'll definitely have to stay in touch. The brethren here, the brethren here with the Maroons. I'm really happy to have you in, because I think my brother here was asking. He was going to ask you if you have connections with Muta Baruka, because I think he would want to.
I talked to Mutabaruka as well too.
Okay, good. So I think the Virgin here would want to be able to link up with Muta and see how we could help to make some other things happen as well.
Maybe
Um,
I was recommending because I have, even though if you could look, I had Barbados as the headquarters of this whole UNIA, and they have a UNIA branch there, but communication has been bad. So I was asking, and I've seen Muta Baruka do some UNIA. I'm trying to see how how communication can be better, and maybe it would be better for Jamaica and St. Kitts and Nevis to be the
I do similar thing to
headquarters.
Mutabaruka. I'm a dub poet as well, a reggae artist,
ah,
Uh, the-
nice,
and
nice.
I go around and do history and historical lectures.
Oh wow!
I do the same thing like Mutabaruka.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't had. I like,
Um,
but I haven't had
I was gonna.
communication with Barbados, and the idea of villages, developing villages and communities, and having to communicate with each other. That's it's not going to come from America or even Africa. It has to be the Caribbean, because the Caribbean, you have the race issue, you have the reparations issue, and you can connect to the USA. But we need a middle ground, and it has to be, I think, the Caribbean. Most people think it's the
Yeah,
USA or Africa, but then the Caribbean gets left out and it's totally disorganized. So it has to be. We have to start in the Caribbean, and then Africa and USA are there.
come on.
So we could call them. We could call them right now, but we're going to be saying where's our headquarters in the Caribbean. So at this point, to me it looks like Saint Kitts and Nevis and Jamaica could be the headquarters, and work in Anguilla. I have a contact in Anguilla, so maybe there's a regional travel thing we can do as far as finance and logistics. Because where I'm from, the Eastern Nigeria, they launched. They said they're going to be the United States of Biafra and have their own country. But I said it has to. I'm telling them it has to be village to village approach. We get our town halls to talk to each other, so they're kind of listening to me, my recommendations. But I have to have, both your side meet with them and negotiate everything how it's going to look.
You have to have it. You have to have it village to village.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem with Jamaica now. The land, the Queen right us and said the land must go back to the indigenous people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all the Maroon villages, the Rastafarian movement, the Pokers, the Communals, we have to come under one head with each group of their individual chief and each villages have their individual leaders.
Mm-hmm. Elected representatives. It's basically the same structure, but when we start calling it prime minister and states and parishes and all this, that's when it falls apart. It falls apart. You have to go to indigenous grassroots, vet everybody, make sure they're not corrupt. Because at the end of the day, anybody can take money or steal or be corrupt. So it's best to
Right.
vet early. Don't just give them all the territory and call it a state. You have to vet grassroots. Oh well.
Well,
Anyway,
I think a lot will still have to be done in terms of educating the masses. Like for example, each Caribbean territory have a different history, so to speak, and like in Jamaica, for example, there's still that vibrant Maroon community, whereas in some other Caribbean territories, they would have lost a lot of the indigenous people due to a lot of the wars and so on. So there is not
no,
so much.
I want to ask, in your case, is there village to village representation, or in Saint Kitts and Nevis? Do we have the ability to put some sort of village council together, a
No,
headquarters?
there's not that. That's what I'm saying. So
Uh-huh.
each Caribbean territory would have their different um, you know, and some were colonized by British, some were colonized by Spanish, some were colonized by the Dutch, some were colonized by the French, and so in each territory still you have some subtle differences. So, like I'm saying, for like St. Kitts and Nevis, it would have been the Rastafari community who would have been the ones who really seek to keep up the African
So you know that
consciousness and the Marcus
Rastafari was born
Garvey.
out of Maroon, right?
Huh?
Rastafari was born out of Maroon. It is the story that you hear about Rastafari and Bakawal. It's not that way, no. Rastafari
Mm.
born 20 years before that. In 1910, the whole of Kingston was known as Ashanti Town. And you used to have the Irish people. So one Irish person was murdered, and Kingston was declared as the murder capital of the world. So them do a research and recognize the 100 Maroons responsible for it. So the governor at the time talked to the Maroon chief at our compound, who talked to the Maroon chief in Moortown, right? Moortown is the piece of land where the government leaves from we. and turn it into Portland.
Mm-hmm.
So the actual thing is that after 2 months, when they go down there, they introduce him to the Maroon chief named Bobo and his brother named Congo. Now this because they fight the war, they have to shave off their ears. But 60 of the man ready it between 40. When they get up in the morning to leave, they turn their head to Kingston. So the elder brother call them and tell them, say, listen, which is Bongo. I'm not going to give you back to the British, and I'm not going to tie you up neither. So he called his other brother, which is the Rasta looking one. Nani have locks, Kojo have locks, Bookman have locks, because there was no barber shop during the Maroonage, during the Maroon War. So he called them and said, take these men and put on them the ugly. What is the ugly? There he gave them the Rastafarian liberty, the robe, the shampata, in order to cut that slippers, you have to hold the knife at a 45 degrees angle. That's an Ethiopian Hebrew Ashanti art. So Rastafarian movement was formed from 1910 in Moortown. So it's when they come to Kingston in 1930 now, people start to wonder where you get these strange people from. Notice Archibald Dunkley, who is much older than Archibald Dunkley, was always going to St. Thomas. What was he going there for? Who was he going to keep meeting with? That's a question. The Rastafarian movement is the vanguard and the defense for indigeneity within the space called the Caribbean. Yeah, so Rastafarian movement really preserved that space.
That
When
nice.
that's what Rasta is the Maroon. That's why the Queen said the indigenous body. So you refer to Rasta as the baby for Maroon. Kumina as a baby for Maroon. The letter refer to Kumina, Rasta revival, Poko, as the half-truth of Maroon, the child of Maroon. So you say Maroon must gather back in children them within the space what you call the Caribbean, because it was sent to all the Caribbean leaders, you know. So all the Caribbean countries them supposed to sign on and what you call the ILO document -169 document. You can go into Google when you come out the chat and put in ILO -169, and then you will see the constitutional rights of every indigenous man on the land. Because the fight is they are replacing the land law, which is the right of the common man on the ground, with the maritime law.
We have to write this down as far as all sign a declaration of rights as far as the Maroons and indigenous, because indigenous because what you know what it is, everybody's trying to take the land from the black man and put us under slavery and keep us divided. But we have our headquarters in place. We have to all come on board and sign it. I have the people in Africa. They're the ones that I'm talking to. They want to. We could put their names on the documents and sign it, and all come to an agreement. It's really just been the Caribbean and maybe some place in the USA trying to nail down who's going to be on board. But at this point, even Jamaica, we haven't never had this much support on ground because of the politics and hiding. Nobody really told me about Trelawney Town until this brother,
Yeah,
sister
like I
Marsha,
said,
gave me your contact. So
from 1795 they take us off the books. So we were transported to Halifax, we went to Sierra Leone, and we came back.
Wow. So
We are the Maroon that was sent off, carted off,
do you still have
sent it off
contacts
to
in
Beachy
Sierra
Islands,
Leone? You still
to
have
Sierra
contacts there?
Leone, to Nova Scotia.
You still have
Eh?
contacts in Sierra Leone?
Yeah, man, we still have, down to yesterday we talked with them, we still have contact with them.
'Cause
They
that
came
is
and visit us. They came to our town and visit us, and we went down there and visit them.
because we
So
need
the ships that they transport the Trelawney Town Maroon and to Sierra Leone, the government of Sierra Leone break up those ships and use it to make benches for a church in which the Creole people keep their regular function.
Wow.
So the seats that the Creole people sit and worship their ancestors were the ship that ship the Trelawney Town Maroons. So Halifax, and then Nova Scotia, and then straight back into Sierra Leone.
Because that is Sierra Leone is the seat of 4 countries united into states. The Fort Mano River Union. So Sierra Leone is like one of the key parts of
Yeah.
uniting Africa as far as there's 4 states. Then we're trying to
Yeah,
get
because
other. We're trying to get
Americans down
others.
there too.
So okay, that's interesting. So Jamaica has a lot of connections. I didn't know Sierra Leone and the Mano River Union was 4 countries. Then you have there's a Nigerian, which is a federation of different tribal states and
And
villages.
we are our villages link back to Ghana too with Tata. You're familiar with Tata Manuba? He's in South Africa.
The Rasta mine in South Africa.
Yeah, Tata Aramanuba.
Yes, I've heard of him, and I've interacted with him years ago online. I know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
brother.
Yeah, so we're reason on a whole lot of topic. We keep close contact.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. Our problem is one of the things is with black movement, we are not apart. We have a communication problem.
No, that
We are more united now, you think.
with Nigeria, there's a Nigerian embassy in Jamaica. They call it the High Commission.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the secret about Nigeria is, if you know by the name, there's a river named Niger.
I
So
know, I know.
there's a Niger River, there's a Congo River, and they're connected. But there's also everybody knows the Nile River. So these 3 rivers are connected through Nigeria. So the people move with the water. So
I know that.
you can find the Mali Empire in Nigeria. You can find the Congo Empire in Nigeria. You can
No,
find
because remember, it all started up there in Ethiopia, then
yeah,
Nubia,
you can
and it
find
came down the Nile.
The Nile and Ethiopian empires. You can find the same people in Nigeria, but it's not promoted because then you start
I'm
erasing all
going to
these
Egypt in
boundaries.
a few months, by the way.
Yeah, we call them the Shua. The Shua capital of Ethiopia. We have the Shua Arabs. We have the
We
Nile.
need we need to
Yeah,
rise to the occasion and rename back the countries with their original names.
they were all one country before. A lot of these places. That's
Yeah,
what.
we need to claim back our original, not our original names for our place as well too,
That's
as
why
well as our
they got
infinity.
something called the Sahel Alliance that's supposed to stretch across East to West Africa because that's where it used to be. But they used to call it Kush, or
Mm.
the Arabs called it Sudan, Bilad al Sudan, and then others called it the Kushite empires. So one of them is called Casa Hausa. It looks like Kush on paper, but it's the Hausa empires in their language. It's Casa, but it's yeah. It was the Kush was basically a word for like a territory or kingdom.
I know.
So it's a lot of so Kush was a big network of families that still exists east to West Africa. So that's what we're trying to tap into. Sierra Leone is a part of that. So certain parts of Nigeria. So there's an embassy in Jamaica, and that's what we really could use. I don't know. I don't know if we can agree to a certain amount of headquarters, like brother Yasan. I don't know how we would set up the Muda Baruka. Is a mutual contact, so I don't know how we would set up town halls or because these brothers in Jamaica already have town halls in their villages.
Problem
But
in Jamaica is that Muta Baruka and the other guys, they are in
yeah.
the UNIA, and I'm seeing a division between the 4 black groups in Jamaica.
Well, I'm saying that we're going to be we have our own documents. I'm gonna try to share again, but it's this UNIA that we're building is like Uganda and Nigeria kingdoms. We're trying to settle the differences and say that hey, we have one big continent. We're all related. Let's see who we could get. Because
Yeah, that's right.
where I'm from in Nigeria is basically related to the Congo Empire, the Ugandan empires. Some say all the way to Zimbabwe and South Africa. The issue with uniting is if you unite, you're uniting against a bigger threat or like it's a threat when you see people uniting. So it's like a militant thing. So some people don't just want to sit down and play with flowers and things like that.
They'd rather talk about divided.
Yeah, division is for weak people. So it's not. It doesn't take a. We have Jamaica. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see. Do we have a confirmation on Saint Kitts and Nevis? You said the Nyabingi, but can we have it on multiple islands? Anguilla too. Can we have travel between the islands and awareness? Because this brother said there's 88 villages minimum and
One
that's
of
just
the
for one
artists to
Trelawney
record,
town.
yeah? Yeah?
We need
When,
town.
when the time is right, I add Sizzler to the call because he's the indigenous president for Jamaica.
My thing is, well, I wanted to do Trinidad, but Trinidad, I don't know because Trinidad, I don't know. It's
No, I'm saying that Trinidad. I'm talking Sizzler, the artist, Miguel Collins.
okay. What? So
In Jamaica, he's the indigenous president for all the indigenous people. The
okay,
Rastafari movement, he's the person that is in charge of all the movements.
that's great. Sizzler's famous. I know.
So Sizzler is the indigenous president for Jamaica.
So this is I'm just gonna say it outright that there's different UNIA groups. I don't want to work with certain UNIA groups in Jamaica because they're not.
I'm abiding that man too. That Steve Golden. You see my art.
I'm not working with the guy.
I am saying Stephen Golden steal my art.
Oh, well,
See one of my art.
well, I can't.
So I know the all of them.
And that's why some of the Maroons can't come together because maybe they made a deal with certain individuals. I don't know.
No, that's how it goes. There's a political deal going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I have issues with
My
Trinidad.
songwriter was talking, but that's the real fact.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, if we're going to have two headquarters for the British Caribbean, we have to make sure that they're solid. Like if it's going to be St. Kitts, we have to have it agreed now, and we have to see movement. If it's going to be Barbados or any other place to work with Jamaica, we have to have it on agreement now. We can't be end the call and then be wondering, and then have another call and be wondering. There has to be communication between the islands, and we have to know who's who. Because I've seen it in Nigeria or where I'm from. We're fighting like dogs. We let it go. People are saying they've been corrupt for years and this and that, and they split down the road when it's time to get free and to work with other countries. Now they're splitting up. So we can't do that here. So if
Right.
we have to know who our partners are right now. We have. I know Curacao is solid.
Yeah, and on the Dutch, I would be the Dutch, I guess, liaison because
Mhm.
I've been to every island except for Barnea.
So you've been to Aruba.
There's in Barnea, but the Dutch pretty much is there. But
And we have a contact in. Have you been to Suriname?
no, that's on my to-do list because it's close. So,
Okay.
and I have to connect. I had got a spiritual cleansing in Aruba by a woman who's from Suriname, and she's like the indigenous
Maroon.
Surinamese. So I can get in touch with her and perhaps kind of get the inside on what's going on over there with the indigenous.
So we can look at conventions and finance. Conventions and finance. That's what I'm gonna write down. Conventions and finance. Because one of the things with where I'm from, Biafra, basically it's another way of saying it's something they found on a map, but maybe the indigenous way to say it would be Bantu, the Bantu tribes from southeast Nigeria all the way down to South Africa. It was one language group in migration. So we're saying that we could unite based on where I'm from, we can unite basically half of Africa, and then the Sahel is trying to do the same thing. So we're saying we can unite Africa very, very fast. We're trying to
Yeah.
see if we can have these conventions or galas, galas like the royal networking events and celebrations. So we can do it in Jamaica. We have a liaison there. We have one in Suriname and British Guyana. Uh, there's one in Anguilla, but we need to have St. Kitts Nevis and Anguilla be on one page to do that. Um, there's one in Barbados, an ambassador, but I haven't had good communication with Barbados. So we're ready to move, and we have people who could put programs in place. If there's children or adults who want to learn finance, we could put that in place with us. We just have to have the computers in place, and uh, that's what I'm looking at. The stock market team, the Igbo stock market team. That was something that's going to get everybody free, and we could just plan, and execute. It does, like right now, I have 10 hours 11 no actually 12-hour job. I'm doing a 12-hour shift back to back to back to back. So that's why I'll announce something 2 hours ahead of time and then just call. I don't really, it's hard to plan when you're working a job.
Well, I'm grateful that I got the heads up early this morning. So I, set the time aside.
Yeah, I know it's
Like I
not.
said, despite the time difference
Not
that we
even
got.
even even the way I announced it, maybe a couple hours. That's not fair. There, some people are busy and I know, but it was just it's and I'm
Sometimes
frustrated.
it's good to do it this way. Because when
Yeah,
you plan things that are the studios, you just do it impromptu.
Mm. Yeah.
When you plan for tomorrow, that's when they plan you out and know that you're going to keep a meeting tomorrow.
Right.
So
So
sometimes the ancestors have a way of just pull it together without we even know.
so brother, just I want to hear from Ross Yasan because I know the Naya Bingi can maybe do Naya Bingi. I don't know if there's. I think they're limited as far as numbers in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I want to ask you, Gangunja, as far as maybe a backup plan. With Barbados, do you have one person or multiple people that might be able to support you in
No,
Barbados?
well, I have more than one people there, but I have one person in Barbados from my village.
Oh, okay. So an ambassador, basically,
I
all
have
right.
my own representative in Barbados. I have my own representative in
Okay.
Suriname. My
Okay.
own representative in Guyana.
Wow.
One is
Okay.
in Canada. One is in England. One is in America. One is in Suriname. One is in Guyana. And there is this guy in Haiti. But we're not hearing from him from the other day. But I know he's okay, though.
Okay. Haiti has, man. The Haiti has. They call it La Cour, the courtyard. If we could get that on the databases and communicating, well, we can do it in time. But I think Jamaica with the English speaking is a better headquarters for us to reach, even to reach Haiti, grassroots, village to village or town to town. These town halls they
To
call it
reach
La
the
Cour.
Caribbean, to reach the Caribbean, you have to pull St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Curacao, and Jamaica together to reach the Caribbean. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Barbados
Yeah.
is our sellout country.
He's right. He's right. He's right.
Barbados is one of Barbados is our biggest problem.
Barbados because
Not
of
the, not,
the
not the
British.
people in Barbados, not the policy that Barbados has. They suppress the other rest of Eastern Caribbean countries them.
Barbados, you explain it to me because I've had an issue with Barbados.
I think Barbados suppress all the other Eastern Caribbean countries them.
Oh
And that
man,
is why Antigua always, if you notice, what Gonzalez have to be speaking out all the while, just you have to be like Castro. Because one of the key things what we don't know, Barbados is a Caribbean country, but it's a first world country. But Barbados don't have all the amenities. There are more tourist attraction in Curacao right now and St. Vincent and the Grenadines than in Barbados.
wow.
So Barbados is thinking that what they do, they offer their space. So the rich international companies, what they do is bank their money offshore in Barbados and Cayman. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I
So
was,
Barbados is
yeah.
not about integrating the Caribbean. Barbados is about
Giving the international other races a safe haven.
yeah. Just like Cayman. When you go to Barbados and Cayman, the indigenous people in Cayman and Barbados don't have any right. They don't have any job. They are not
Okay,
the
I
one getting the job
understand.
there.
So, that's why I was interested when you said. I was very surprised. You said, I think before you had said that there's a maroon. Is there a maroon community in Barbados?
Yeah, but they underplay them. They're called the Busa Maroon.
Where are they at? I mean, there's a village. There's villages, or one village, or
But about 5 villages, they're Busa Maroons.
so you talk to them.
Yeah, we communicate with them. They was at there was with Sterling the other day. There
Do
was
they
a Moortown festival.
Moortown, and they were there. Wow. So this, so if anything fails, you heard it, Sister Edna, because we had a UNIA in Barbados, and nobody ever mentioned this. Nobody mentioned this. I can't find it online, probably if I look either. So that could be a sec. We have a people.
Barbados, there are certain Caribbean states which
Repeat that.
there are certain Caribbean countries and their sole intention is to make sure that we don't unite, you know.
So this has to be our this has to be our embassy. This has to become the light because the villages. That's what the
Yeah.
UNIA is. UNIA is not about Garvey tried to create college course and universities, but that was more like there's a royal academy. There's an emperor Cujo. There's a Cujo Ashanti martial arts academy or university. Where you learn the
Yeah,
culture and the mystery system, and you also learn how to make a gun or a rocket. Or it's not
yeah.
it's not what we have today. Is the best of both worlds, but it never got developed. People wanted to make it look like we're Oxford students. That's what the UNIA is today in so many places. They want to be Oxford, Westminster bureaucrats. So the stuff don't work that way. So Barbados is the key. If we have Bussa Maroons there, let's pencil it in. But we can also give. I want to hear from Brother Ross Yassan because we have to make a decision because it really is about village to village communication and uh, village to village communication, and everybody has different skills and inventions. Like everybody has to be at the
I know that
table.
our chief, our past chief went to Barbados and he went to Trinidad.
Uh,
I know he
Trinidad,
went down there. I'm
Trinidad.
gonna have to call him.
Yeah, village to
Eh?
village. If I've had issues with Trinidad because they don't. A lot of them don't even call themselves black. So I don't know what they're going on over there. Go ahead, brother Ross, your son, if you could speak about village to village communication going forward.
Yeah, well, like I was telling you, there are some of these issues that are still in the Caribbean, and as you speak of Trinidad, Trinidad and Guyana, so to speak, they would have had what is considered a lot of the indentured servants, and so they had a lot of Indian population amongst them, and so you have that divide amongst the people as well. So as you said, some might not even consider themselves as black or Africans, you know what I mean, because of
Yeah,
that
especially in
historical
Trinidad. Especially in Trinidad.
context. In regards to village um, co- um, communication, I think based on what I'm listening to here, you might stand a better chance with Jamaica right now being more say of the headquarters, and then use that maroon intelligence as a means of helping to re-educate the masses and to try to get a lot more people back into that frame of mind, because even in just listening to some of the utterances from him, there's a lot of knowledge that a lot of us in the region are not certainly fully aware of. Right now, even in terms of the Maroon, because I've been a bit interested in a lot of what's been going on with the Maroon stories, because I've been learning a bit of it from some of the indigenous people here in America, and looking at what was going on in Jamaica. L.A. Lewis ended up being, a kind of person that was out there mostly in social media seeking to push the Maroon agenda. And then in more recent times, I would have heard of a couple of disputes coming through,
No,
with,
but well on, let me tell you something. My brother was the one that L.A. Lewis, some of my brother was a Maroon chief, was murdered. And L.A. Lewis end up with the documents and operating all these businesses fraudulently, confusing people that they are going to get Maroon document. But when you take one of his ID, you becomes a part of what is called the 43rd state, the 53rd state of America, which is part of the Moorish Maroon community. Because everybody does know that when Marcus Garvey formed that movement called the UNIAACL in America, there was a man who called himself Marcus Garvey friend, known as Noble G. Ali. Noble G. Ali, he went and he formed this movement when he was in prison. So when he went to prison, he formed this movement similar to Marcus Garvey movement. But the CIA know that he have a long rap sheet for raping, homosexuality, and all of that. So what they do, whenever
Oh,
time we have a black movement, they always use somebody from that Noble G. Ali
oh my
movement
God.
to make sure they infiltrate us.
Boy. Hey,
So that's the
boy.
point. That's
Man,
the point.
USA, man. Let's see why I need
so
this.
yeah, so
Yeah, I can't be
so I,
passing
I
you.
was saying I was
So
saying I think the brother here, we probably need to, and this is one of the things that I think probably we need to do, is probably organize maybe a Zoom meeting or Zoom discussion where we could host more panelists, or more people, and engage in some of these discussions, even with the sister who we have here, even if it's just starting with the four of us as panelists, and then seek to get other people and get
Right.
the momentum going, because we would need to get the buy-in. The thing is, on the ground like that, because as you mentioned, you said that you work 12-hour shift, and there are a lot of other people who are also, involved in a lot of things. So in terms of getting that commitment to come to a physical place to have a physical meeting, it would be in these times a lot easier if I know some masters might not even study with technology and so, but some are, and some, you could get people to get into the discussions, and then we could talk about some of the things that we want to do, and some of the historical things, especially where the Maroon is concerned. We could have a session that speaks to that and seek to update the masses on that. Then we could talk about the plans for agriculture. Then we could talk about the plans for teaching our people about stocks, and how to generate funds, because financial literacy is going to be critical for us moving forward, because that's one of our major setbacks. As much as we want to do a lot of things, and we might have the will and the knowledge and so on, we do need to have that finance to back some of the things. And so agriculture plays a critical role. If done properly, it can be a great way to um, bring in funds and continue to generate funds. If we do it properly without having to go outside to get funding, we should be able to eventually fund ourselves, as long as we put the programs in place and continue to work them, marketing and distribution and all that. So yes, I would say, we could let Jamaica be the headquarters, and then work along with the sister in here from Curacao, myself, and we make whatever connections he has in the Caribbean already. Then he can reach out, and we can from here seek to organize a Zoom meeting where we can follow from this discussion, and then seek to engage more people and see how we could collaborate different people from different islands into the discussion.
Okay, I think I agree, and I think maybe just having one headquarters for each. Right, for example, French Caribbean, Haiti, Jamaica,
Yes.
British Caribbean, and Curacao, Dutch Caribbean. Just keep it going.
Right.
I think that would be better at this point, just to keep momentum going. And I have an idea from when you said panelists, just to keep it going. But even the brother Gangoon just said he mentioned that certain islands. I think he said Curacao, Jamaica, Saint Lucia
Yeah, I'm listening.
can influence the whole Caribbean. Or I think you mentioned another island besides Saint Lucia. I think you mentioned 4 islands, but I was thinking the same similar thing.
St. Vincent. St. Vincent was one of the other islands. Yeah, you mentioned.
Saint Vincent. So you know about the Garifuna, Garifuna, Saint Vincent, right?
I'm on the phone. Quiet down there, sir.
The Maroons. There's Maroons there that cross over to Belize and the Central America. So yeah, I agree. Some of the
It's just a
Igbos.
matter of getting everybody on board so we can speak and communicate more often. Then we can take it from there.
Yeah, I have something called Ire Ege. It's like reggae, but it means the power of sound, like word power sound.
Okay.
But it's a Igbo, like saying reggae and Igbo, word power sound. So we can maybe keep it stream of consciousness, communication, just keep it going, and try to add more people. Cause maybe the Jacksonville, Miami, Florida thing. Maybe there's too many points of cities and things. I need to reduce it to just keep things growing.
Yeah.
Too many cities and countries to start off with. I think just
Yeah.
just
You
here.
just need to focus. You just have to focus with a small group. Then
Yeah,
once you have things working, you can just develop
things in Jamaica
and reach out.
here.
So what I
Things,
think we should do is try to get at least one representative from each one I place them. Then we build it from there.
yeah, because even what you're doing in well, not even what you're doing in Trelawney Town, it can apply to Haiti, which is 20% of the Caribbean or so. And
Yeah.
at St. Lucia, they have village councils on, I think, in government where people could sign deals with them, and they're majority black. I tried the same thing in Trinidad, but they have those. They have Nigerian style kind of village system. Certain place. It's very Trinidad is very complicated. Where it's very hard to get people together. In my experience,
No, in Trinidad you have 35%
Indian.
Muslim, which is Indian, and 34% black. So there's a all war going there because it is the Muslim that is in charge of the governmental runnings of Trinidad.
You see, I don't
So
know.
they make sure
You got the Indian?
Well, I was saying that
the Indian,
yesterday. That's why I threw my hands up.
they make
I
sure
threw
that
my hands up.
the Douglas and the Africans to get no say.
That's why I threw my hands up because I'm saying this is your way out. We're coming, and everybody's silent. And then I look at the stats and I say, wait a minute, how many black people are we even talking about? How many black villages do you have? Are you scattered? It's not enough information for me to even to invest that much time. So I can't get into accurate stats. I don't know who's even a black the South Indian Dravidians, and I don't know that they mix. I don't know what's the stats. If you look at the numbers, you can't even tell who's black. A black West African or
No,
it's
but
just
in Trinidad, the
confusing.
government makes sure that they don't put up black people like you in the media. You don't go there, you don't know.
Yeah, if you don't
And there are
have,
several other countries. It's the same thing that is going on in Argentina.
yeah, they
You know
keep.
what black African people, even Maroons in Argentina.
Wow.
In Argentina?
Yeah. But what them a do a kill off the black population?
Yeah,
What?
Argentina. They wiped out a lot of black people in Argentina. They sent them to wars to die in wars and all sorts of things. Frontline soldier. But there's still a smaller population there of African descendants. I don't know about Maroons holding villages, but I mean, they probably had Maroons because everybody everywhere is
Mhm.
about black.
The Columbus, they went to that same place too, and they went to top part of Belize.
Prince Yakubu.
Yes, so you still have to follow them.
Yeah,
And we are sure that when the war run, it was our coffee who went to Cuba. Bookman went to Haiti. You understand? But Kubena also went to that place you're talking about. Kubena was fighting with Kojo here.
I think we have a special guest from Western Nigeria. Is that Prince Yakubu?
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening, brother.
Good
This brother,
evening.
this is brother,
Greetings, greetings, greetings.
this is brother Yakubu. He's been at work for 4 years for our UNIA based in West Africa. But
Oh,
he's from what do you call it? Maybe not even longer than 4 years. He's from the Borgu Empire. It's basically their majority tribe is a Mali Empire. So the same people you saw in the Sahel Alliance, we were working together before they even launched. So we were saying let's bring together the biggest communities in Africa: Mali, the Yoruba, the Igbo, the Caribbean, Black America, and see if we can have a mass movement. It's starting to come together, but it's been like 5 years. But he's been patient and real humble, and he's worked with one of the biggest empires in West Africa. They
well,
have
I
they
thank you,
have
brother,
villages
for
all
your
across West Africa. Yep, they have villages all across West Africa. So he's part of what I said when Africa is ready. We need the Caribbean and U.S. African American town halls to work with our village town halls. But yeah, they've had this for 1,000 years. They have town halls and meetings and village councils. So we're just getting on board. We're just getting them together in USA. But I know people are impatient, but yeah, I can do better, but I'm trying.
You're doing the best that you can, King. That's all you can say.
Yeah, Prince Kuba, we had a sister in Curacao. She's saying she should have town halls in her museums in the Caribbean. We have a brother in Jamaica with 88 villages, and there's actually more town halls called the Maroons. And we're working with a brother, Ross Yesson. Probably going to have a panel and invite more guests across the Caribbean to speak village to village. So maybe we have an electronic town hall, and we'll see. I'm thinking of calling it Reg E Ray Ege, meaning the power of listening. We'll see. We'll see how to keep this momentum going because a lot of people. I think we're going to reduce the number of islands as far as headquarters. I think this might be the main
I
group.
agree.
And maybe I had my Haitian contacts, but their communication even between themselves hasn't been good. So you guys might have to supply that or figure that out because they have a structure in Haiti that's grassroots that can be contacted. But I don't know. I think they call it rural sections. Rural sections. So I know that there has to be a way to approach them and have it professional. And um, we'll see. We'll see. But I don't know. Prince Kubu, I know one of the things we talked about for years is stock market having people be able to empower themselves with finances. Uh, I think a sister Edna. I don't know. Maybe you could travel. We talked about this at the beginning of the year. Actually, traveling to Nigeria, but
Yes.
the thing with safety and like if we have credentials like something that says UNIA paperwork and we're a human rights group, traditional villages, because you don't want any international international problems where like you seen in the movies where you have a special mission and then some international power gets in the way. We just want to be
Exactly.
safe and when traveling. But we have everything we need here: villages, town halls, museum centers for meeting. Could get classes for children or adults. Whatever the money is, we pay for it and we raise it. And I think that's it. Good. I think that's it. There's paperwork and documents that we could go over, like Constitution, uh, or the symbols and the emblems that have the programs written on them. But pretty much this is how it's going to be. Community. Uh, I could add. I could work on getting the USA people on board. But this is like the core group, the Caribbean to Caribbean conversation. So like if we have a new UNI, it's going to be like, hey, we have sovereignty in these villages. You can come on down and be a partner. Be a partner. We have African villages. We have Caribbean villages, but it's not going to be marching in the streets of the USA and getting infiltrated on USA soil. We're not going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
And they actually wanna form another division here in Curacao. Um, and with that division, it will bring much more membership. The Nyabingis, the Rastafarian community, there's a lot of them that are willing to join that UNIA division. But within that division, we will have our own branch that we can work off of. And like I said, the farm is the perfect ground to start with. Like that's first and foremost before anything else. And that's um yeah.
farming community. They call it food sovereignty or sustainability. Food sovereignty, where if you can take care of food and irrigation and things, you don't have to worry about. You can basically govern yourself.
Yeah, so that's one of the things I was thinking. Finance is going to be critical for all of the movements. Any of the movements that we're going to create, the UNIA, the Maroon community, whatever we're going to be doing on the islands, finance is going to be critical. So the brother you mentioned here on the call, in regards to the stock trading and stuff like that, that's something that when we organize, then we could organize whether it's Zoom calls or whatever it is to get people sign up to come to these classes. And similarly, we seek to get funding to start up some of these agricultural projects with the end game as for us to be more economically sustainable, and we would be in a position, so like all the members of the groups and organizations and members of the UNA and so on would be a part of these farm projects and ensure that they have a position so that they could be paid, so that when we are going to have, whether it's a big meeting in some other territory, we know that finance would be there, whether it's from the organization and the individual people might need help or whatever the case may be. At least you have funds available that was raised due to activities that you would have created amongst yourselves, And so these are some of the things that I think we really have to do to start to propel ourselves to where we need to. Otherwise, we would just continue having a lot of talk shops and not necessarily getting where we need to go.
With urgency, we need to have. Well, I know. I think Jamaica's in position to have a physical meeting with our ambassador there. I, I don't know. Sister Edna, she said that she's available to travel on her own schedule. Uh,
Yes.
we have a Suriname ambassador. Brother Gangunja said he has a Suriname ambassador and a Guyana ambassador and a Barbados ambassador. We have people. I have people in those islands too, where we can meet, where they can meet face to face, and we could just get
Oh,
this
you
started.
crack down somebody at the phone. We better be at the
Have a convention, have conventions on ground, and just that's why I said it was important to have people on ground where they can meet. We don't have someone in St. Kitts and Nevis, but we have someone in Anguilla that could probably I don't know if somebody that could travel to meet each other. But now you start saying how many people do we have ready for the classes, and then we have to raise the money to pay for it. To basically give these people a quick political education about what we're doing and start learning. We have to start learning and raising the money now. And matter of fact, I think there's going to be another class for the master teacher that I'm looking at in January. I have I have some old videos and I have some contacts that teach from the same system basically, but there is another fresh teaching going on in January. But I don't know if let's focus on having the groups who would learn the classes ready, then we have to focus on logistics. Like if you're in a country where the electricity is an issue, let's just focus on having the classes ready at a moment's notice, where we could just start teaching people and developing the community. Let's just say Trelawney or the Maroons of Jamaica are having classes and computers and they're learning the skill. And then St. Kitts Nevis, they're learning the skill. Curacao, they're all doing the same thing. And we meet in the middle. We all go at our own pace. We don't wait for every other island to be on. Just go forward. We contact the people who need to contact. We just move at the pace. But we need to share resources. We do that, but I don't think we could wait anymore because waiting, people just forget what the last meeting was about, and we just start over. You know, I think we should just go about if we have a meeting, a physical meeting, we should. I think we should focus on the physical meetings and having the stock markets classes. Uh, the physical meetings, the documents are going to come up, the structure is going to come up. And the stock market is going to help us recover our time, where we figure out who's going to be taking the classes and how we're going to be supporting them, how the money is going to return. That's my recommendation.
That's a start.
'Cause we
Yeah,
But I
can,
think the
that is
physical
a good
meetings are,
point.
imperative because that kind of like, we are personable and it's a momentum going
yeah,
with the
because
physical.
if we could just get to that point where anybody's learning how to make the money and freeing up time and getting off a job or spending, things will start going faster and faster. Things will start going faster and fast. Finance is an issue that's really holding things back. But Africa, I know Prince Yakubu's been very patient for years now. We get
And where are
basketball.
you
Yeah.
located, Prince Okubu?
Yeah, my lord. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining, brother. It's been, I think, almost a year.
You're welcome, my lord. Yeah.
Where's he located?
Northwest Nigeria on the border of Benin Republic.
Northwest Nigeria.
Okay.
As
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, Prince Yakubu, with this
Yeah,
thing
my
with
lord.
the Sahel Alliance, I think that Sahel Alliance comes from our movement where we were talking about the Black Panthers in America.
Yeah. Some
Then,
time ago. Yeah, I remember.
then we had it. Then we had the Panthers in Nigeria, south of Nigeria, and that
Yeah.
security. And then they copied. They had their own security. So I think it was just
Yeah,
a
exactly.
domino effect. But Niger Republic is right there. So I'm thinking that if we have maybe sign the documents or have the same organization And like in Kanem Bornu is going to cross over to Niger because Kanuri are in Niger. So it's like we could partner with the Sahel Alliance through the traditional communities and just having a global support network thing. We're uniting Africa. Let's all meet at the table, and people travel in. We travel into Borgu. We travel into Bornu. These are two empires that crossed like from Sudan
Yeah, my
over.
lord.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about traveling one time ago.
This sister here, I think Edna could travel, but
Huh?
we have a sister in the Caribbean. She says she's available to travel. But
Yes, I'm available to travel.
the thing is to have the right credentials and protection, and maybe
Exactly.
yeah,
That's
just
And
the
I
important
think
thing.
I have to work on that.
I think no, it's everybody has to work on that as far as uniting Africa. We're saying we're uniting Africa, but that doesn't make everybody happy, even in Africa. So
Yeah.
you have to be careful with that. Uh, but
Yeah, my lord. I have a bottleneck over here with our basketball team.
bottleneck,
You remember that?
yeah, the basketball team. So the basketball team been waiting the whole time.
Yeah. They met me that they wanted to organize a kind of a mini competition for the end of the year.
Wow.
So they said they want to get me involved. You know,
So
I am now a member of the board of directors of the basketball.
you, you've been there
Since
for.
the last time we organized that
Oh
competition
wow.
for them.
Yeah, we were saying basketball is better for Africa, not soccer, because soccer is based in Europe and basketball is based black America.
Yeah, yeah,
People go crazy. People lose their whole soul over soccer, man.
yeah.
It's
So
damn.
they're requesting to have another one, even though this time they wanted just like a mini one
I, I,
that will be for the end of the year.
I don't shoot. The end of the year is right here. My thing is, can we all on here agree to pursue the stock market classes and just reach out to the leaders? Like, hey, this is, for example, if it's a basketball team, then maybe have to they all have to participate in the stock market, not just for the end of the year, but for the rest of their lives. This is something that they pass on to different communities that where they have to be
Yeah, that is
financing
a good
themselves.
one.
I think we have to combine the basketball and the stock market, and we're in a position now to actually reach out and do it.
Yeah,
I, can we agree to that? But like, I think that has to be the next thing. Actually, having the computers and the stock market, or maybe even phones, stock market, and going into financing ourselves. Everyone has their own community and just move it.
And try
it's a very good one,
to
my lord. That's right.
Yeah, it's not
bring
loud. That's you. Talking to one of the dogs in the background.
Uh huh.
Sorry.
So no, if it begins in the Caribbean, I can present it to people here in the USA, and I'll be careful with that. I can present and we can present to the people in Africa. If it starts in Africa and the Caribbean, we can get the USA. We can get support in the USA, but it's hard to start in the USA, try to do something there in the Caribbean. So our thing is, Can we start the basketball team? Can they do the stock market and we figure out the prices? And we have Jamaica Maroons.
I believe if I talk to them, they will key into it, my lord. I told the coach to submit. They said the competition they want to have is a mini one. So I told them to present me a budget of the competition. So maybe by tomorrow or next, I'll have the budget.
Okay,
I told them if the budget is not too much, maybe we can look into it and sponsor it for them.
okay,
So
okay.
I'll talk to them about the stock market or everything. I'll talk to them about it.
All right. Okay.
That's not gonna be a problem, my lord.
Okay. Then also, what about every Curacao, St. Kitts, Nevis, and Jamaica? As far as the stock market and the meeting in person.
So as far as the stock market, this is Sister Edna from Curacao. I am trying to brainstorm as to who I can kind of target for the stock market because the money situation here is a little uh, funny. They really don't make so much like the average citizen. Um,
I don't think that would be
again,
I don't think that was a problem. The type of stock the type of stock market we're talking about is more like studying, not long term holding. It's like studying patterns in order to flip it, basically, and
right.
pull out before you lose your money. But it's like a mathematical analysis.
So this is why I was saying earlier,
Uh huh.
the literature that I have with the Marcus Garvey templates, that for me in Curacao is going to be my start. And then we can talk about the studying of the stock market. It can all be tied in really quickly. Like I can go from Marcus Garvey to the stock market, you know.
And
Um,
that's an Ultra Banda, a museum with Marcus Garvey. Is that what?
so yeah, in the Hulanda, that's what it's called. Uh, there is a museum that is it's a type of museum, and it's very. And I implore everybody to go and visit. It is a lot. It's concentrates on Africa. Um, it concentrates on Africa, and they have an extensive exhibit of Marcus Garvey, the movement, uh, in the same way as Malcolm X and all that big, but it's amazing. Um, but I think, like I said, I can tie him because again, we associate Curacao with Tula, and Tula and Marcus Garvey kind of set the tone for liberation. And yeah, at this point in this day and age, we need to focus on self-sustainment, making money, keeping our money in our communities.
And this is so powerful because even just one UNIA, now that we said it regions, one region could cross over to next. Curacao could cross pollinate to the Maroons and the British Caribbean, and Haiti is like most of it's a big place. It's like moving real fast. French Caribbean, British Caribbean, Dutch. I think that brother Cavins in Haiti. I think he's having connection issues. But okay, I think sister, did you take notes? I took a little.
Yes, I did.
So you're the official
That's the
secretary. That's powerful. So
thing.
that's a Dutch
I need
Caribbean.
to, upgrade my little office space, my online office space, but I can finagle through that. But yeah,
Okay.
this
We,
is it.
so I don't know. Is there a place in particular that you're available to? Well, let me put it like this. I don't know. It's no. Let me drop that. Let's just try to stick with three headquarters for now. I think
Say that again.
that's instead of six.
3 headquarters.
Yeah, in the Caribbean, and then probably three in the USA, and just move it. And the sad thing I found out. I don't know if I'm going to post on Facebook for a while. I don't know because I don't really have nothing to say anymore at this point. I don't have anything.
Pretty much.
I got 700 people following me, and None of them are in this group. I don't know. I don't know what they're following me for, but it's not to help. So yeah, so it's all right. But I have a network in Jacksonville that's related to Maroons, and we could just keep it going. I don't know the next step you guys would be comfortable with. The stock market and the actual meetings, like in Jamaica with an ambassador. Um,
I know.
yeah, Jamaica, we have an ambassador. That's the close. I don't know about Wellington. Go ahead, brother Gunga.
No, you were saying something, and then because my dog was making a little bit of noise.
We have an ambassador, an Igbo ambassador in Jamaica. We could, if we have a convention or some sort of physical event in Jamaica, it would be possible to do it face to face without any of us traveling. There's somebody right there in Jamaica. I don't know
Okay.
if it's the end up you want to travel anywhere.
Eh?
But we have a Suriname contact, a Guyana contact. Well, I think that might be spreading ourselves thin at this point.
So what's the name of that person in Jamaica?
I don't have the actual name, but I have the website and the number. And I reached out to Barbados. I didn't reach out to Jamaica, so I could try to reach out. Um, yeah, I'll have to reach out then. But if you want to plan something sooner than later, we could do that. But I think we would have to get into that stock market classes and start looking at that and putting money together to basically get free sooner than later. I don't know, brother Ra Yasan, because the last time we spoke or we were in a group, and then I had played my part where I didn't answer the phone, but it fell apart. So I don't know. We've been talking. We need to move this thing fast. Like,
So as
Yeah.
far as the
yeah.
stock market classes, so here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you about the pretty much attitude of the local children. Because I have somebody in mind who would deeply benefit from this. The first thing they ask is they don't want to contribute, but they want to know what is it that it can do for my people.
Mhm.
And when you say liberation, it's almost as though somebody has to give you something.
Liberation. Well, the thing with liberation or being free, so called, is not really like which we like. Let's say we're oppressed by other groups of people or politicians, or let's say we're oppressed. But to get free, you kind of have to lock yourselves in with a group. You have to basically chain yourself. We have to chain ourselves together and work together, and that's a responsibility. That's a hassle. People don't want to be chained together. They don't want to work together in lockstep. So that's the like freedom isn't free type thing. You have to sacrifice
Right.
individualism to a certain degree to benefit.
I have a few people that would greatly benefit from it.
Mhm.
And would be willing to listen and be on a Zoom. So,
Uh,
that's a good.
so we can say this is the Dutch Caribbean, and then
Yeah.
we have the British Caribbean with in Trelawney Town as the regional headquarters, and brother Ross Yassan, are you there? I don't know if he's still there.
Oh, I'm still here though.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, so well, Jamaica would be the headquarters as far as uh, going forward. There's the Town Maroons. They have 88 villages, and then there's other maroon towns with more villages and communities. So that's the regional headquarters for the British-speaking Caribbean as far as village development. Um, and the agriculture is always a thing, but that's it. Structure wise, the base would be in Jamaica for that region, and then we'd look at Haiti and the French. Even Creole is in Saint Lucia, the French-based language in Dominica. So Haiti, Jamaica, and Curacao, we can basically start getting busy, and I can present. I'm gonna present this as a WhatsApp video. My old phone couldn't record sound on WhatsApp videos, but this can. So this could be like a whole broadcast, and then we can move to Zoom. I think the next step I could start reaching out to the stock market guys or the other people in Texas. There's a brother in Texas who's Haitian, and he basically if we do this, some of the headquarters in the USA would be maybe Houston and New Orleans, which has a partner with Haiti. New Orleans is partnered with Haiti. Jacksonville, Florida, which is historically connected to the Caribbean, to the Gulf UC, and then basically the DC, Baltimore area. Uh, Black Panthers up there, but we'd patch them in periodically. But it's the physical meetings and Black communities. The base is the Caribbean at this point, and then we have our Africa people. Prince Yakubu was talked to. Kingdom in Uganda over the past few years. That covers Central Africa. The Chwezi Empire, Busoga in Uganda. A partnership or agreement with them, and then there's the Igbo people and Kanem Bornu, which stretches into Sudan and Egypt and Libya, I think. Nigeria. They have villages across East Africa that aren't talked about, and the Sahel. So from Nigeria, it could reach basically the whole continent. It's not talked
Do
about.
we have any
Yeah.
Burkina Faso, Mali connects?
Mali, you said Mali people?
Yes.
Do we have?
Yeah.
I have.
Burkina Faso.
Yeah, we have. Well, shoot. For example, brother Prince Yakubu, his empire, as far as the network of villages, stretches to Burkina Faso.
Okay.
Yeah, we have if we had a physical convention, which we won a physical convention in Nigeria, we can call Burkina Faso a
But we are planning to
representative.
invite him here.
Well, the one that I have in mind, his name is Captain. He's an elected captain, but he speaks French. So
No, I'm saying we the Chileans are planning to invite Ibrahim Torre to our section.
okay,
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Because
Please keep me
contact with him
informed
and
because
the
I would
guy
like
in
to be
Haiti.
there.
But he's more free to move than the guy in Haiti because the guy in Haiti have his thing going on now.
wow. Oh, barbecue.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, man, everybody's trying to unite. not let's not. I don't like the word try.
No, but
Everybody,
no, not
everybody's
trying.
living.
Anyway, African people, they're right now, them are fighting. So we have to know, we have to stand up. It's
Yeah.
not about anyway, African people, that we are the target. The new millennium means that they go target the melanin man. Millennium, then go target the melanin man. So anyway, the melanin man there, then go target him because after 430 years, the world's supposed to come back now the melanin man on. You see?
Yeah.
So once you're a melanin man, is a target for the no melanin man.
And this is the secret of the UNIA, man. This was started in Jamaica, and one of the writings, Garvey said he was studying Lesotho, a Basuto land. It was a kingdom in Africa, but he was also talking about the Caribbean Empire, about the personality of the Caribbean people. But it's like back then in the USA, even if you think it was a base, it was segregated. There was a lot of more black communities, but at this point, it's no competition. Like we would have to start doing projects in the island, and then finagle the government or replace the government with local village government, and bring people into our projects in the island, Africa. So I'm living in the USA, and I'm like, you see a lot of stuff on the internet, but
But
oh
the
my
guy that
God,
do it in
there's
USA and they
nothing,
kill him.
nothing going on here, man.
You know, the
No,
guy does speak in USA and they kill him. Nipsey also.
yeah, Nipsey was from Eritrea. His father was from Eritrea.
So Nipsey was replacing he turned his community into a Maroon village smartly, you know. He
Yeah,
provided all the
Oh, he
jobs.
did. He did.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what he did. That's why they kill him.
yeah, man. He's from he was bringing autonomy. He was in L.A. I was born there.
Nipsey also have more than 400 different companies that employ people that belongs to him.
Oh, wow.
400. I did not know that.
Yeah, more 430 company have. Check up it.
Well. Ooh.
What's is not a regular normal person. That's what I think.
Man.
He
Nah,
was at his time.
he's from that same place. Ethiopia and Eritrea used to be united, but they broke off. So we actually, where I'm from, there is a Biafra government, a United States of Biafra movement. They said they have a partnership with Eritrea. So that's East Africa and West Africa and Central Africa. Everybody just has to be at the table as far as this United States of Africa movement. We have to have the right people at the table, the village elders, the chiefs, and we have to lock arms because not everybody's going to be happy about, you know, you
I
know,
know.
the Black Panthers even said that you have to look at the borders, and if we have this United States if we have the
All
best,
right, so you have
yeah,
14 million business.
we're gonna keep
Well, I know.
it going. You're gonna keep it going, but yeah,
Well, I know. You have 14 million business, like when you have Kentucky, and you have 430 locations. Rapa Nipsey also owns 14 million business in a variety of industry, including restaurant and beauty parlors, Marathon Clothing, a store in Los Angeles where also was shot and killed at age 33. Vector 90, a co-worker space in South Central Los Angeles that taught STEM skills to the community. So you have one business that go around and he certify people in IT.
Right.
Our opportunity and investment fund. You have one business now where if you have one news if you start and have no money, you go down there and check, you get the money and borrow it to your startup and then you turn it over, you start somebody else.
my God,
All money in, no money out Inc. You know the one name? The one name, all money in, no money
all money
out
in,
Inc.
money out, all money in.
All money in, no money out Inc. A business worth over $2 million. That means see all our citizens they were in a community, you start one trust fund with them.
Wow,
You understand what I say? You start a trust fund for your community with them. That means that there's no way 100 years down the line, the community can benefit from that. 200 years down the line.
Okay. This is all right. This is the core leadership then. Just uh, Brother Prince Yakubu, I was saying this is the core leadership basically. This
So
Caribbean.
you want to kill him for now. This is what they kill him for now.
Yeah, man.
The
Wow.
Marathon clothing store was part of a strip mall that Usoro had planned to redevelop as a mixed-use property with a focus on low-income housing for local according to the Los Angeles style. Even go build one next thing. Because when this build 400 house and give it, so then go build 400 more house now. and tie back in a trust fund. So it's like he set up a community, he set up a government, he set up a banking system. You get what I mean? I say? We are all community. In community when born and grow, they actually end up a work field. So everybody will want them, so that's why they get rid of him.
Uh, so yeah,
Despite his rising fame, the rapper was disinterested in flaunting his income from the music industry, preferring charity work and investment over materialism.
Right.
Growing up as a kid, I was looking for somebody not to give me anything, but somebody that here. He told Los Angeles Time last year, someone that was creating the potential for change that had an agenda outside of their own self-interest. You hear that? And
yeah.
that black people need this. We have to have an agenda outside our own self-interest and recognize that what we have to do now, and if we pocket, and if we family, we immediate family pocket now. But if we not do this what we have to do now, with or without money, then we can dig all we can dig with one grave and go live down in it. Because in next generation, 50 years from now, you can dash your spark or your spoon and go cut two bamboo because all of we go to talk Chinese language.
Mm-mm.
We are going to be colonized by the Chinese.
Oh.
Because we're going to know we fight America. We're going to know we fight all the colonial master except the Chinese. Why? Because they go attack you with gun. The Chinese now attack you with gun. In simple come and say, you want the road to be fixed? And he fix it for you. And in 200 years in collect tax off it. You understand?
Mm.
So in the bill name the Silk Trail. In enough African country, you know. In Kenya right now, 60% of the population turn Chinese.
64?
In Kenya right now, 60% of the youth population are Chinese. Because you know, so they have that much Chinese women them have over picnic with the Chinese.
Kenya?
In other words, they integrate. They start picnic with the Kenyans them. So you know what that means?
I never heard of that. Oh my God.
You know what that means? 20 years on now, the Prime Minister of Kenya go near know Mr. Lulim Lim Leng.
Man.
You know, go name Chindam Chibongo now again. Or one of the African name. You go name Luling Leng.
Oh my God. I don't know. Well, then, shoot. I have to check on that. I have to check the numbers on that.
Check up it's in Kenya and across the little
But
country that we are around Kenya. Check the influx of the Chinese them around.
Kenya,
Because I see a war we are fighting Jamaica so in a Maroon town. You know.
I know there's a lot of Chinese people in Jamaica. When I went to Jamaica, I was really, and this was a while ago, I was astonished to see as much Chinese as I saw in Jamaica.
We gotta do it. We gotta put this together, man. Well, all right. I want to end the call. I think it's on me as far as maybe to present this information to different people, but also to reach out because the stock market people are in the USA that I'm looking at, and one of them is in Texas. There's a Tex. Let me put it out there. There's a Texas Haitian Association that works with the Black Panthers. Basically, it's a company.
Okay, we the Chileans want to grab all of the Black Panthers too.
Yeah, man. It's on that Royal African Police policing system.
No, because we used to have you familiar with Del Jones.
Del Jones.
Del Jones.
Del Jones, the brother he passed away. He was a speaker.
Yeah, when did he pass away?
I think it might be over a decade ago. Del Jones is a
Yeah, he came. No, yeah, the same one. Short, thick Del Jones, a speaker. He came to my house. He came to our fund. He already come down and public speaking with us, and then all of a sudden we cannot locate him. But the last time when I checked the internet, I didn't know he died. Wow.
I think that's a long. I'm not sure. I think that was a long time ago.
That's the same person. It's the same person you're talking.
Yeah. It's a lot, man. Okay. We're gonna see. Let's see. All right, I like to let's just close out the call, and we'll follow up when we can. Um, I think, brother Ross Yassan, we'd have to look at the. I don't know anything about that stock market as far as we've talked about this before, but it would have to be people on ground ready to. Well, you said you want to bring more people on board as far as to discuss the thing. Are you still sure about that? Because we could create a forum where you talk to people about village to village development, and you tell them in general the idea about uniting with Africa, village to village.
Yeah, we need something like that.
If you want a general forum, but this has got to become a core group.
So hold on now. The same Del Jones you're talking is the one that write the book Mark Cultural Bandit.
Well, Del Jones, I know, is a speaker, maybe a hefty set guy. I didn't listen to a lot of his speeches, but I know he was military oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's short and thick.
but I thought he passed away maybe 20 years ago or something before my time.
I know he went sick.
Oh, yeah, that might have been 20 years ago, maybe even the 90s. I'm not sure. I wasn't into this whole let's say conscious.
Saluting Del Jones, a civil rights leader and funk phenomenon. Guy in sing song. One of my songs them him record it after it.
Mhm. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay. Wow. Doctor, he was one of the students of Dr. Ben Buchanan.
Mm.
All right. Well,
Okay, then it's nice talking.
I'm gonna try and get in touch with Rascalonji again because he is and has been instrumental in the Pan-African movement in the US for a number of years as well. And so I can seek to get him connected. We probably really should seek to organize a Zoom and maybe even maybe just do
Which
like a
one of the
monthly.
which one of the columns you're talking, sir?
Not Sizzler.
Oh,
A,
okay.
col- a brethren from St. Kitts and Nevis.
No, I know you're talking. The elder already.
Yes,
So
Rascalonji. Yeah.
Sandra is from St. Kitts and Nevis.
No. I said not Sizzler. Sizzler is from Jamaica.
Not still
But
that the elder Kalanji.
there's another brother in St. Kitts who goes by the name of Rascalonji.
Oh.
Yes. So I was saying that he is. I know he was very much instrumental in the Pan-African movement in America before he
Oh
came
yeah,
back to
Del
St.
Jones
Kitts.
died in 2006 for true. Okay, yeah.
Mm.
So since he is back, I did seek to make a connection, and he's very vibrant and very much outspoken in that area. So he would be a person on the ground to really seek to mobilize things for St. Kitts and Nevis. We need to create that Zoom so we could bring these things to the table, and then even the discussion about the stocks and so on. Then from that Zoom, we should be able to figure out, get an idea of who would be interested and so on, and then we could then focus on maybe setting a date, and have it where there's a monthly time where every last whatever day in the month we do this class that's specific towards that kind of training. Somebody can come on and do a PowerPoint presentation, and it can be of benefit to as many as would be interested. Everybody would not be interested, but those who are, they get that opportunity. And also then we can do one in relation to the agricultural projects, because then I could invite my associate who is doing the diaspora and project in regards to agriculture and see how we can tap into it and
No,
how we could benefit from something like
I
that.
want to have a group down here called House of Siba. What they do, they just show them a piece of land and they set up herbal farm. Any farm of herb, whether it's what marijuana also, and
yeah,
they set up the farm first
that's why
and show you how to make it sustainable.
we have to have a time. Like I said, like for example, Brother Gangunja, the Trelawney town is 88 villages, so it's not a matter of bringing people. It's a matter of every region or every community bringing their own people on board, because it wouldn't make, well, it's not about
No, so what I am telling you that we have a farming project going down with this thing called House of Siba, where they have the indigenous right to grow a certain amount of herbs, marijuana,
that's what I'm saying.
and medical herbs.
It's not a matter of are people interested in farming or agriculture. It's can you bring people to the table? I mean, like
Yeah,
you're always going to find black
yeah,
people
man,
in farming. So it's like,
definitely.
yeah. So that's why I've been saying, how many people can St. Kitts and Nevis bring to the table? How many people? That's what I'm saying. And then, well, you said Ras Kalan. Well, Brother Gangun just said he knows Ras Kalanji. So it's all about, like I said, inter-Caribbean communication. So like it's not going to be like the USA where people are scared of farming and think it's, yeah. So it's,
There's a lot of sanctions and
yeah,
rules.
losing land and things like that. Well, it's a different dynamic. People are going to be interested in farming, and we just need the funds. That's why I don't know. People say they're not interested in stocks. I don't know where the money's going to come from. It's not going to. I don't have a bunch of people willing to throw money at people.
So that's why I'm saying we set up so we can learn this stocks thing, so some more of us can be more financially literate. I'm saying all would not be interested, but some of us would be, and those who are would then be able to benefit. And when they see some of us being successful, that would be an
Right,
impetus
right,
for
right.
others to be able to get on board. Because let's face it, my brother. This was and was mainly a quote unquote white man's game. And so a lot of people are still skeptical about it and look at it as, oh well, it's only a set of people who makes money from that. So it's going to be up to us now to change that paradigm and be able to have some of us now who are successful that would be able now to get down to these people and say, hey, look, this is something that you can do. You don't have to put $1 million in. You can put in $50 and show you how it works. And it starts small and get them more sensitized to things like that. So that is what we would have to do.
Is Ashe, you say. All right, let's go. Can we close out?
Yeah, man, we can do
Okay,
that.
then.
Good.
Nice talking.
All right, that was
Anybody in the chat, feel free to reach out. The numbers are there. So if anytime, even if we don't have a call like this and you want to reach out to have a further discussion, especially sister in here who we are seemingly on the same farming tip. My
Right.
brethren here, Rastafari brethren, anything to because I'm interested in learning more about this maroon thing, because I've been hearing a lot, especially from Queen Africa and some of the divisions and some of the issues. But even though that's happening, I am more interested in learning more about the indigenous rights.
Where
And
you actually from? Where you actually from?
I'm originally from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Okay, so you're not familiar with the whole maroon thing in St. Kitts.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So I need to learn more about it. I'm very much interested in learning more. So that's why I say we could have further discussions after the call. You know what I mean? Just for
Yes,
to
I
reach
would
out.
be open to that
Mm-hmm.
also.
All right.
broadcast it.
So
Oh,
it was
yeah.
really a pleasure talking to everybody. We definitely would link up. I got a show to do in the next probably next half an hour as well, because I do a podcast in terms of agriculture. It's called Everything Agriculture. We do it every Friday now.
Okay,
So
invite me on idea, yeah?
so
Yeah.
more times we would be able to, one of us could be on as a guest. I could have you all on as a guest, and
Yeah.
we could have further discussions. You know what I mean?
Talk.
So
Yeah.
these are things that we could do.
Buckley's uprising. You got to educate them, and maybe someone could travel. I don't know, but
So yeah, man, we'll
Just
definitely
let
stay
me
in
know
touch.
when and where, and we can make it happen. Like I said,
Okay, so
I'm
inbox me so we can stay in touch, and then I could seek to organize a time for you to be on the program with us, and then you could talk about what you're doing in Cure. So it doesn't have to be limited to agriculture. You could talk about the indigenous, and so it can be a platform where we can use to sensitize people also about the UNIAA
absolutely.
and some of the things that we're moving as well. So since I have the platform, I'm free to open it up, because another virgin of mine, another Rasta virgin of mine. It's just both of us usually do the program.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this one is called the UNI is Uganda Nigeria Imperial Administration. We're we're emphasizing the African royalty.
No problem. So what I'll do, I'll probably send the link later on too, when the show is live, so that you all could probably listen to it at another point, and then share your feedback and so on. All right.
All right, thank you.
Yes, most definitely. Absolutely.
All right.
Everyone,
No problem.
everyone, try to look over some of the documents that I sent. I can send them again. But please try to look over them.
Okay, well, since we have this conversation now, you could probably send it in this chat here, and then we could probably just look at it from here.
I'll send it. I'm gonna go get ready for work too. Bye. Peace.
Okay.
All right.